And we're learning more about the man the FBI has identified as the shooter. This is the screenshot that investigators now confirm they believe depicts that suspect receiving his high school diploma back in June of 2022. Now we're learning more details about the 20-year-old from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, and the weapon police say was used in the shooting. Former NYPD Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce has more on that. Robert, we're looking at a huge cross-department investigation now. This is local federal agencies, police agencies, obviously led by the FBI. So what are you watching for as we start to learn more about this suspect, about the gun that was used, and how this timeline played out?
So let's look at motive and planning. Two different pursuits, but both have to be done, and it's important, each one. The motive is going to be the tougher one of the two, because we have to figure out what's going on in this young man's mind. He's your typical lone wolf coming out of nowhere, living in a house with his parents, 20 years old, and he's able to pull this off, shoot the former president of the United States and kill another man and wound two others. So that's really something. And we'll have to see a lot. We can see what his proficiency is with that weapon, that AR-15. Did he have sights, the optics on board, on top of that, to sight in there to hit the president? It sounds like he did. Also, the number of magazines he had on him, all those things that we look for in active shooters. So we look at this individual and his social media, what was he saying? He seemed to be a loner in life as well. His parents can't tell us anything from what I understand. And what was his capabilities? And of course, the motive. There's associations with radical groups on either side. It doesn't matter, really. We have to find out exactly what he's saying, what he's hearing, and what he's thinking. So there's a lot here to go forward here. But also the other stuff, the intangibles, how he committed this crime. How did he get in and maneuver himself to that rooftop and pull that shot off? Did he sequester himself and his weapon prior to that? He must have known about it. And how many times did he go over there and scope out the location just to do this? And how long that planning took? He lives about an hour away. How many times can we track his phone to that location to see this happen? So these are all really important elements for next time, so we can make these events even safer. And
Bob, we're hearing that the Secret Service, surveyed the area, searched that roof, cleared it, et cetera. Now the Butler Township Sheriff is saying that they were searching for a suspicious person just before the shooting, that a police officer actually went up on that roof, encountered the suspect. The suspect turned and aimed the gun at that officer. The officer let go, fell, and was injured, and that it was just moments later that these shots went off. So given how much security goes into an event like this and the way efforts are coordinated with everyone from the Secret Service down to local law enforcement, what's your reaction to the fact that this happened and the suspect was able to access that roof so close to where former President Trump was speaking?
So I think what we're going to see in the coming hours and days going forward is exactly did the Secret Service clear that and then at some point hand that over to local PD, because they do have finite resources, as Don said. And if so, the sector responsibility. If that in fact did occur, where was the communication? Was it right then when he started shooting, or was it a little time in between that he could have alerted other people in Secret Service and shut that thing down, shut it down to get the president off the stage, and probably would have saved lives? We don't know. Well, we're going to figure this thing out. That initial officer who engaged the subject, what happened then? What did he immediately do after that? Did he get on his radio and call what we call a 1013, that he's down and we have a shooter? That's important stuff to figure out. That timeline is what's really hanging in the balance right now. And we'll know more in the coming days.
All right. Former NYPD Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce, thank you.
Thanks.